Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these colourful Doodle Eid cards embellished with paper shapes and adhesive gems. For the first card, I took a piece of white card and drew some guidelines in pencil, and then I wrote out my greeting, which is Eid Mubarak, in capital letters, using a black drawing pen with a 0.5 size nib. Then I drew a cloud shape around the greeting in pencil, making sure it was smaller than the front of the blank greeting card. I cut out the cloud shape, erased all of the guidelines, and then I drew a dashed line close to the edge of the shape. I placed the cloud on the front of my blank card and drew around it in pencil as a guideline. Then I took some coloured paper, this one has a watercolour effect, and started cutting out circles. Now these don't have to be perfect, and it's nice if they're different sizes. I cut out 8 of the circles and then placed them on my card, making sure they overlapped the cloud shape outline, and stuck them down using double-sided tape. You could use glue if you prefer. Then I took some more coloured paper and cut out some squares. I cut 6 squares, but you might need a different amount. Once I'd stuck the squares down, I started doodling using a black drawing pen with a 0.3 size nib. For the circles, I drew around them and then drew spirals in them, so they looked like abstract roses. Then I added leaves. For the squares, I drew around them and then added ribbons and bows, so they looked like presents. I also added some long spiral lines just for decoration. I drew some loops to fill in any gaps around the cloud shape. Then I started colouring in the card using brush tip markers. To finish the card, I stuck the greeting on using foam squares to give a 3D effect, and stuck on some little adhesive gems in the middle of each rose and on the spiral lines. For the second card, I took some coloured paper and drew a pencil line around 1 centimetre from the top. I wrote in the words Eid and blessings in capital letters within the strips and then cut them out. I drew triangles on each side to give them a ribbon effect and then cut the triangles out. I arranged the ribbons on the card and marked out roughly where I wanted them to be. I then found the middle of the card and marked that, and also marked 1 centimetre each side of it. I drew parallel lines from those points down towards the bottom of the card. I stuck on the ribbons and then started doodling using a 0.3 drawing pen. I started by outlining the ribbons and then added a cloud, moon and sunflower and some spirals. I then drew in raindrops and diamonds, filled in the lines and drew in some flowers, and then I coloured them all in. Finally, I decorated the card with some little adhesive gems. And here we have our 2 completed Doodle Eid cards. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all His blessings and mercy on the day of Eid. Ameen. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.